dear listeners. Welcome to another podcast of Me's for War, by gamers, for gamers. James here
And Bart here. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, so to jump straight into what we want to talk about today, first things first, we are splitting our podcast.
Yes, we are splitting our podcast into two separate episodes. In this one, we will focus on news and our opinion about the new releases, about the announcements from many publishers. And in the second part of the podcast,
we will talk about our hobbies, our personal stuff, and what most important, we will talk about what's going on in our studios. So if you have been listening us before, this is split half and half, 50-50 for the future. For the first time, we will speak about news, and this is today our topic, February news and the end of the January probably as well. We will talk about this, not as you pinpointing the news, what happened, but we'll talk more about this. We want to give our thoughts, our opinions to every segment we have today.
Yeah, so let's go.
But before we'll jump into the news section, we want to jump into our comment section from previous podcasts. We've got our first ever comment, so we are very thankful for it. Mr. I don't remember right now the nickname, but I will check it out. Thank you very much for your comment, and please, people, comment more.
Yes, we have a lot of questions to you, and we would love to hear your opinion about some topics. So, the comment section is yours. Maybe we will have second comment after this episode.
So, not to stretch everything in time, let's jump into our news. The first news, which won't be Warhammer actually, will be Steamforged Games.
Yes, Steamforged Games decided to create a Frontier campaign with over 150 STLs, and it will revive the Grimkin, the Infernals, and the Convergence of Cyrus armies from the old Warmachine to the new format. And we will have the full roster of the units, I believe. I saw it in the news. And I'm, as a fan of Iron Kingdoms, I totally can't wait.
You're way longer in the hobby than me, and you remember the Warmachine before the Steamforged times. Tell me, people were actually worried about gathering IP from the different publisher at the time, and do Steamforged Games is doing good job right now with Warmachine after they taking the game?
I remember a lot of doom posting on Reddit after the Steamforged claimed the rights and models and the words from Privateer Press, and fortunately they are doing exceptionally good job.
That's true, actually. Looking at our podcast, even we are probably on every podcast we have released, we are talking about Steamforged Games, maybe for shorter time, for longer time sometimes. But it's a point in our schedule. It's my point in my schedule when I'm searching for the stuff, right?
So we are seeing the constant release of new models. They are releasing a lot of articles and a lot of fluff. We are seeing the support for the campaign mode of the play. They recently released the PDF file with the campaign system and casual play support, because the Warmachine is well known from its competitive side. And we as a studio also know, because we did some research, that most of the players are the collectors and casual players.
Yes, of course. I'm in that part, let's say. I haven't played competitively in any area, anywhere. And
let's say this, we have 8 people who are collecting stuff in our studio, and only one is actively playing tournaments. Okay, it is a small section, but when we are checking or talking with our customers, it is a constant proportion.
So even 10% in our studio, even a little bit more, right? Because but what I wanted to ask, that's great, we are seeing Steamforged running the game very, very good, but in my opinion there is one problem, and it doesn't concern the Steamforged Games only, but the industry. I mean, it's kind of hard to find the info about that system, and especially the new releases, you have to dig a little bit up to find that stuff. I mean, I you told me because you saw some article about it. I started digging and I had problem to find the source of the information. Whatever I found was some Reddit post where some people were writing about this stuff, some video on YouTube, and after that I found my mini factory, and there was a full release, but it wasn't shown after I typed in the Google or in the AI the stuff, what's new in in Warmachine, right?
It is a common issue in this industry, and probably not only in this industry, that many publishers are focusing on social media posts,
Yes,
maybe on Twitch streams,
on,
and
on Twitter, especially on Twitter, especially
yes,
yeah,
and it is so hard to find a good, constant information about the system when it is scattered through all the social media posts. And let's be honest, after 24, 48 hours, each profile is so flooded with memes, with links, and so on and
stuff.
so on, that it's so hard to find good information.
You can scroll 1 week, let's say, on the social media, especially if someone is posting like every day something, right? But yeah, that's true. Even the Google search engine doesn't find the posts. Sometimes it does, but they are not like targeted by search engines in the first place. Search engine gives stuff from Facebook, let's say, when it doesn't have other results from directly from websites, right? So this is kind of true.
There are some publishers who are doing a good job, like a Moonstone
Yeah,
publisher.
this is actually like very small system, very nice system. Moonstone, you found this lately.
Yes,
Uh, Beautiful miniatures, not a lot of hype around, I do believe, because it's very niche right now, but they're actually doing good job. They're posting on the blog, their own blog, on their own website, with releases, with stuff, with some lore, on their own website twice, 3 times per week, sometimes even. So
that's a good pace.
it's very good pace. It's even better pace than we do, actually. So that's very good pace. And
Steamforge is also doing quite okay, but for example, Atomic Mass Games
yes,
is absolutely terrible with communication.
like one, they are doing those mini extravaganza streams, right? Those streams where they reveal stuff, but after that, if you didn't watch the stream, you know nothing basically.
Yes, you have to dig on Reddit or on Facebook groups and catch the screens the people made during the stream.
Yes,
That's silly.
That's silly. That should be like so some kind of statement where you put this. And of course, there are on Atomic Mass Games those like after. But let's be honest, there are like 2 lines of text, and most of it it's a gallery of the boxes they will
And
release.
the industry is growing exponentially.
Uh,
And even for the news aggregators, websites with wargaming news, it's so hard for them to catch everything. So at least the publisher shall publish solid content on their own website.
like how do you want to reach to other people, to new audiences, without doing your own stuff, announcing yourself, making some kind of self advertisement on the social, not only on the social media, but everywhere, right? Warcrow is kind of doing that, because on wargamer.com they have some sponsored content. I mean, Corvus Belly, Warcrow, and Infinity, and there are some labels like this is sponsored content from Corvus Belly, and they're doing this, right? And maybe that's why we can see the exponential growth of those two systems gaining popularity. We can see this in our studio as well, in painting commissions, right? Still niche, still kind of Infinity is difficult system actually to play, as I heard, but it gains attention because like the Corvus Belli maybe is trying, to do something in that direction to be recognized somewhere else than on their own social media, right? So that's it.
Yeah, to sum up this topic, I think that most of the publishers need their own version of Warhammer community.
Yes.
Of course, it can be smaller, it can be more modest, one post per week or maybe twice per month.
It's not difficult to make posts, actually.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Let's be
in
honest.
Today's marketing,
just gather your stuff, just gather your release plan, your thoughts, and put it for the community.
We, as a commission painting studio, sometimes give more insights about
Yes.
the systems than the publishers themselves.
Yeah, and please don't hide your information, inside information, behind the Discord server.
Yes.
I know it's important to connect
build
with the community.
Yes.
But Discord has its own limitations. It's a flood of messages, so many channels. It's so hard to dig
Keep
through
up everything. Yeah. So like this is our, like, maybe not a cry yet, but a little gentle ask for the publishers, if you're listening to us, just like invest in your own, like, announcements, right?
Especially if not for the community, do it for the AI LLM systems
to be searchable.
To be searchable by LLMs, because if you don't have a content on your website, you are invisible.
Someone might throw stones at us right now because, like, yeah, Warhammer escaped AI. Why are you speaking about AI? Guys, this is the world we are living in, right? The great the age of technology maybe is coming to us, and we will someday ban some stuff AI in our lives. But right now, AI is in our lives.
Just type anything in Google right now.
Yes.
What do you have on the top of the search results?
Gemini.
Yep.
Yeah, Gemini, and like this is why you're. And the search engines right now, the normal search engines right now, are even powered by AI. So they are using, like, themselves in both ways. AI using search engine and search engine using AI. So it's like you won't escape this, right? There will be times when refrigerator will have AI system, probably, telling what's inside. I saw a Samsung fridge with that system.
Okay.
And telling how much time is left to spoil. So yeah, this is like, normally we need if we won't stop about talking this because it's bad, or like freak AI from every side, looking, trying to hide it and think it's not existing. No, we need to adapt for some stuff, and we hope publishers will do as well.
Well, let's jump into the Warhammer corner, because there is a lot of things happening in GW, in Nottingham.
Yeah, I wanted,
as always, of course.
We will, but I wanted kind of to get back a little bit still to the Warmachine, because there is we talk about news coverage and stuff, but there is another thing, like STLs. The Steamforged games is one last, maybe not last, but one of the biggest bastions of printing your own minis as a main distribution system, right? There was a trench crusade as well, but we see the shift in their, like, thinking about releasing new stuff to the boxed plastic minis. The last Prussian Warband is a first box set from Trench Crusade. We have a confirmation of new box sets as well for this faction.
There will be 2 available in the coming weeks.
Yes.
And the third one, somewhere in May, it is pushed from this month release into the May.
We've seen the boxes only with shadow silhouettes, but now they showed some models. In my opinion, astonishing models as well. They look very,
with good
very
paint jobs.
Yes, as well, yeah. But what I want to tell, the Trench Crusade is escaping, like, their STL system for plastic boxes. I don't know if this is kind of like a normal stuff when you are growing in this industry, because you can start from STLs, but in the end game you need to move to plastic because it's more profitable for you to sell miniatures, not the files themselves. But You know, it gives some. It is a second way of getting your minis right now, which Steamforge Games is still holding up very strongly.
And they produce models in 3D printing technology too.
As well, so you can get the
Well,
STLs.
when we are buying from their web store, it is often the 3D printed model.
Yeah, so like, yeah, this is a great way, because one of the stuff, like cons of STLs, you need to have a freaking 3D printer, and not a filament one, but you need to have resin, right? So resin is great. The miniatures are coming like very detailed, right? We print a lot of stuff here.
We print
so
a lot of stuff here, and I totally understand the way the Steamforge is doing this, because you can print on demand. You don't have to order super big stock of products.
yes, it's good
and
for
sit
them.
on the pile of tons of boxes.
They
of-
need to stock. They don't need to stock
Yes.
everything like you do if you have plastic stuff, right? But for
That's very wise.
you're talking about pros and cons for the publishers, pros and cons from the end users, so us finally. Like resin is kind of a hassle to do some stuff with resin, right? So it's great in detail, but you need to prepare yourself to do this for your own, kinda, where nothing beats plastic sprue, where cutting stuff.
That's true. The plastic
Yeah.
is superior,
And
but it needs significant investment.
but if you want to print everything from Warmachine,
I bet that the Steamforge won't be able to push the releases so fast
like they
and in
do,
such pace with the only
plastic.
plastic sprues.
yes,
I believe that they decided to make the tiny battle box starter sets in plastic as a good
as a
entry
starter.
point, because the starters are evergreen. You always want to have a starter set in every store and stuff like
And
this.
that's another thing we are seeing in the industry right now. The starter sets are growing, right? I don't remember when I entered the hobby that there was so many starter sets, right? Look at the even Warhammer, right?
Mhm.
Combat patrols, like there were for per faction maybe one, maybe two, right? Sometimes, and right now this is like a lot of combat patrols, because it's a great way to enter the game, right? So two player starters as well, they are showing more and more.
Do you remember, as we talked about the mission of our studio, that we wanted to have a painted entry point for all main systems in our offer?
Yes.
And right now,
It's kind of being impossible, starting to be
it's
impossible.
it's kind of quite a challenge.
Yeah, we wanted to have
everything.
painted all spearheads, painted all combat patrols on a store, and this as a stock, because we don't stock as well a lot of stuff. We are doing this in Go, because what we put on our store is going away very pretty quickly lately. So yeah, this is probably impossible right now.
It is quite hard.
Yeah. So that's good. One thing we can summarize the whole part.
There are so many news to talk about.
Yes,
James.
we can summarize this part about Steamforge games right now.
And except the Steamforge, there is also Night Models, which decided to start their own tribe with official Batman miniature game. That's also big because it's DC universe.
I'm not familiar with this universe as I am with Marvel, and I'm not familiar with Marvel as well. So
I wanted to tell that it is a big step. It is a big change because, of course, when you have your own IP, like Malediction, for example, you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
But when you are dealing with the license stuff,
so you're kind of limited.
And let's be honest, DC is a big license.
Pretty big, yeah.
It's probably quite hard to convince the management and the IP owners that you can produce official STLs for it
and sell it.
And sell it
to the publishers, to the IP holders as well. Hey guys, there's money in there, not in plastic, but in resin. Hey, it's kind of it's kind of astonishing they actually pull this off. But summarizing this part, about Steamforge games and stuff and STLs and whatsoever, I wanted to find America again right now. I won't be a Columbus here, showing something like unspoken before, but the community and the industry is growing so fast. Is growing so fast that we are seeing not only new models, not only new releases, but as well new ways to play, new ways to enjoy the games, to grabbing the minis, and God,
And we have a lot of community supported systems.
yes, as well. So
Okay, X-Wing was cancelled
was
by
cancelled, but
ING,
it's still alive.
but it's still alive with so big community.
There was a Halo game, Ground Combat, I do believe.
I do believe, yeah.
Something like that. It's also, there was a starters and stuff, but it's also right now a community-driven game where you've got Google Drive, a huge Google Drive for some terabytes, and every model is printable from there. Everything you can grab there for free and start playing. The rule sets are still living books, so they are updating.
And we are
them.
seeing one-page rules. The Warmaster is still supported by the community.
Yes.
It's so amazing to be a wargamer nowadays.
Yes, and you can find
even GW decided to finally support kit bashing.
Yes, but that's a thing, I think.
That's a thing we will talk about in a while.
Yeah, Warhammer people. You can talk about wargaming without talking about Warhammer. So let's crack straight into it. Kit bashing.
Kit bashing. The new expansion for 500 words campaign called Maelstrom, Lair of the Tyrant, officially allows to kit bash your own heroes.
But before you jump into euphoria, thinking about your heroes being on official tournament, kit bashed Black Templar using some Xenos weapons. No, it won't happen probably because it's right now a little bit limited to campaign play right now.
Campaign play to open play. I doubt we will ever see stuff like this in competitive play because it's not designed probably to make a such job. But
I will talk about this in a moment because I see a way how it could work. But let's jump to the
GW even showed us a few kit bashed models on their own website. If you can remind me and the listeners, what was that?
This was like Rogue Trader with a suspiciously huge Aldari power sword. So Rogue Trader using Xenos the weapons. Huge big jackal house cultist, jacked up all the way up because jackals are small and this guy isn't. And some other stuff. I do remember seeing some kind of crude from Tau with some like weird weaponry. There was some stuff from. You can check this on Warhammer community if you type in. You will type in Maelstrom. There is a bunch of news about this.
We are doing quite a lot of conversions in studio.
This is normal way to play actually,
and it's so good to see official support. Maybe we'll have more projects like this. They are always super creative and super fun to make and paint.
But this is, in my opinion, this is like kind of normal because like you're putting a lot of money in this hobby. If you're painting your own minis, you're putting a lot of time and effort as well. Even if you're commission painting, you're putting again a little bit of more money as well. A little bit of wink, wink. You're doing this, so you want to feel that what you're doing is completely yours, 100% yours. So you want your own accents in this, and grabbing even from the photo shelf from our studio right now. So finished projects waiting for coverage from us. We've got a tank. Sisters of Battle, and I do believe there is a custom head in this like tank.
Yes, it is 3D printed and 3D designed based on the real photo of I'm not sure wife or maybe a girlfriend,
a relative, some kind of sort close person. So there will be a tank, with the commander, 3D printed face. We've got a Garfield Space Marines again.
This is awesome project. Yes, absolutely awesome project.
I know the first Garfield miniature was like well received on our socials and on our blog and stuff.
And we have so much more of Garfield stuff.
4 more. I actually recently posted as well the comparison between Captain with a jump pack and the conversioned Captain with a jump pack with a Garfield head and with a hammer. I don't know how is it called. The cat is. You're using this for knitting.
Spool of wool.
Spool of wool. Yeah, this is it. A spool of wool. There is normal hammer, not the normal hammer, but a spool of wool. It looks great. You will see this probably in some time. We have a small video as well where I can say "Mamma Mia," but I won't spoil anything more.
And speaking of Maelstrom and this 500 words campaign, what do you think? How many books will we see in the future? What other expansion will we see?
We had this conversation before. In my opinion, it will be 2 or 3 more books. Because right now we are in a point of that, story and stuff. It leads us nowhere right now. Don't try to reason with me on this. 500 words. I will speak like Titus. I will just try probably. There is a huge Necron warlord on one of 500 worlds of Ultramar. I will recognize everything, and I will reconquer the 500 worlds. Oh no, there is a Tomb World. Evil Necrosor Amentar is fighting with us. We wanna to defeat him. We defeat him, and we win. That's it. 500 words. For God's sake, 500 words. This is basically it. It's so dull. Maybe if you like this, don't take this seriously. But for us, it was like meh, like very meh. We haven't grabbed ourselves a Maelstrom yet, but it looks like there is a similar trope because there is a bad guy pirate and he fights over pirates, but Aldari pirates. And that's it.
And in the middle, there is an Imperium struggling as always.
Yes, as always, Gilliman, smoking another pack of cigarettes because what the hell is going on? And that's it, right? Where is it leading us?
It's leading probably to revival of another Primer.
Probably, but I don't think there will be another book where they will revive Primarch and connect all dots because you don't have space to connecting all dots because you don't have those dots yet. So, in my opinion, there will be something more. We'll see some more books.
At least we have some really nice models.
Oh, the Hurlon, that was the guy, right?
Huron.
Huron. The Huron is all right, but his retinue is kinda awesome.
Yeah, especially the crocodile style mercenary.
Yeah, it's like, come on, who thought about this and did this? But it's a great idea. And
we have a new Defiler. We have some Iron Warrior stuff. We have new Titus and his retinue.
There is some models.
A lot of really nice models. So truly great sculpts.
So maybe it's Warhammer as usual. Great models and the rest. If you like something, it will be okay. If not, it's just happens, right? So let's say
there is not only the 500 words in the GW.
No, there is a lot of news because they are releasing every week something. Right now, we talked about this as well. Mondays are looking to be releasing models or showing models day because in the last Monday, the last Monday when we are talking. So this is the end of February, the last week of February. There is a new Imperial Knight.
Finally,
yes.
Fourth model in the army, and it is a destroyer.
And the destroyer is something in the middle between those what we have right now. So between the normal size Imperial Knight and between Armiger. Yes. So you've got Armiger, you will have this destroyer, and then you've got those normal knights like Canis Rex or those others, and then you need to grab, if you want bigger something, right? You need to grab yourself Warlord Titan.
And it was super funny in studio that they announced these new Imperial Knight models, and the same day it was ping, 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 the incoming messages from our customers. we are doing Imperial Knight armies. I need two, I need three,
Yes.
I need one.
So like, but yeah, we've got a lot of like Imperial Knight
Yeah. So
customers.
thank you, GW, for releasing another knight.
Yeah, I like, and we do a lot of with those Imperial Knights actually, because like, let's be honest, we are magnetizing every Imperial Knight. There is a lot of, if you're not familiar with Imperial Knights range, there is a lot of options, to build. That's why you didn't have separate models for a long time, because like from one box you can, do, I don't know, 6 variants of them, I do believe. I'm not familiar with the lore how it works, but yeah, that's it, right? You've got on the back, there are options, and for each of the hands there are options. So like, there is a lot of to magnetize. So we hope this next night, because we don't know the options yet, of course, we'll have a lot of to do this, because it gives options, and for us,
Yeah, and what's more from GW? What's a nice thing, and I personally think that it's amazing. GW decided to release a small expansion for the new Warhammer Quest Darkwater.
Oh, that's like
in their White Dwarf.
I very
And
like
it
this.
is a freaking cool decision.
I'm very like on the both hands on deck on the Warhammer Quest, because right now I'm playing the campaign for Darkwater. We also played some skirmishes together as well, so we'll probably share some initial thoughts on the next podcast about Darkwater. Yeah, because this is the part of our hobby, personal hobbies. But I love that support. Because you can use your own, if you own miniatures actually from Age of Sigmar, it looks like you will be able to use them in your own gameplay of Warhammer Quest as a heroes, right?
So far we have a support for Flesh Eater cards,
yeah,
heroes, and for the Luminate.
yes, for the Luminate, I haven't received the Warhammer from White Dwarf for the Luminate. I haven't seen those rules, but for the Flesh Eaters, it's actually pretty cool that you don't know what type of ability you will have, because there is like lore behind it. There is a madness.
And except the heroes, there are also equipment cards.
Yes, that's what I'm speaking about. Yeah, there is no equipment in Flesh Eaters, but their abilities switch, because when you put your hero on the board, you need to shuffle the cards of abilities, and you choose randomly. So there is a bit of randomness in that. I haven't played with Flesh Eaters yet, but it looks nice. Not copy paste and give some like random abilities for those minis. So yeah, that's really cool to see. To see the support for the Warhammer Quest, well received, well produced, in my opinion as well. They didn't do the stuff which they did with Cursed City, right? There is still plenty of ways to play it, to buy it actually. Scaplers not thrown everything on their own Amazon pages.
I'm curious if they will release a big expansion, standalone expansion.
I hope, because I really enjoy the game. Right now I can speak up. As I said, we'll talk about this in the second podcast, but I really enjoy the game. It's simple, but it's fun. I really like the game, and I cannot recommend this enough, especially for people. If you want to drag people into Warhammer on playing the game with you, they don't need to have a lot of experience. Even I will say none of experience in board games and in stuff like this with miniatures.
And Age of Sigmar players also received some freshly released Osiris Bone Reapers.
This is true as well.
A lot of boxes for this army.
Yes.
As well as a new hero for Sylvanet.
Yeah, this was the action from the 14th of February, the Valentine's Day.
It is called Groove Guardian?
I do believe so. The model is nice, and there is a little more to it, for the Sylvanet as an update, battle tome and stuff. But I was hoping for something more on Valentine's Day from the Warhammer, from the GW, I do believe.
I did not have any expectations
Like,
at all.
I like those. I am the person that likes like those actions for those days. For April Fools, for Halloween, for Valentine's Day. I like when the companies are doing something different and differently. I do believe April Fools last year was doing your own stand base
Yes,
for yourself.
it was
It
amazing.
was amazing, right? I see you looking like you're smiling, and we did as well some stuff for those days from ourselves in our studio. Probably you've seen. If you not, just go to our socials. Our Instagram, there is a Gilliman with Eve Rain, and that's what I'm going to say. And for April 1st, we've got as well something prepared right now. So I hope you like it. But I like those actions. I like those seasonal stuff when they release something from normal stuff. And I was kind of disappointed for the Sylvanet. But let's move on. There are as we said, there's a lot of new combat patrols as well, a lot. So that's it. And
GW is cleaning the warehouse.
yeah, the warehouse for 11th edition probably. But they are releasing some new stuff, and that's actually kind of interesting that what it came for, because for Admech, the worst army in the ratio of dollars per points actually right now, as I do believe, but they're releasing new stuff. Do you think that 11th edition will Admech will shine kind of?
I doubt it.
I see this army as like a little bit in the background, somewhere in the background, because they had their own, a lot of stuff is going on in 30k.
Yeah, they have all their shiny toys in not in the main system. Yeah.
Yes, so they are shining in 30k and 40k right now. They're like not playable faction actually, though. I do believe there is some smaller amount of players. Collecting and painting Admech is also kinda difficult in my opinion.
Why?
From my standpoint of view, there is a lot of small tiny stuff. There is a lot of trim. There is a lot.
That's actually true, especially tons of cables.
Tons of cables, and especially heroes here. I
like
saw
a Belisarius.
yes. It needs you to. I don't think it's a beginner model friendly. So it's a little in the backside, but yeah, we still see support for it. And there will be some new Skitari, Hastari, so it's funny names. So the heavy weapons and heavy armored Skitari. This is it. And the new, let's say, hero, Tulia Gould, whatever. It's Archmagus. So something like Basilius Call and stuff.
Anyway, we can talk about the GW for the rest of the podcast, but it is not the end of the wargaming community, and it is not the end of the cool games we have. So let's quickly jump into the outside of the GW world.
Let's put a stopper here, and let's see what's not in Nottingham but somewhere else. So Nottingham is checked right now. The rest of the world, first of all.
Nottingham is checked, not really, because we'll talk about the bolt action and Konflikt 47, and it's also from Nottingham.
Really? Yes. World games from Nottingham? Yes. Right, I didn't know that. So okay,
it is called the Lead Belt. In UK, the Lead Belt is a region where all the wargaming companies started
and went.
And Lead is from that the models were casted in metal in Lead. Okay. And
so it's like
it is like a Rust Belt from United States.
Okay.
Where you had this heavy industry, and the Lead Belt is in UK.
Didn't know that. So it's kind of Nottingham is like when you have a sack of grain and you actually make a tear, a rip somewhere, and now the grain is pouring. So Nottingham is something like that. The seed of the wargaming poured to our whole world.
Yes,
beautiful, great. I'm kind of amazed of that.
And after the Essen 2025, I think that we can say that the Poland is another
Another one, yeah.
big source of war games and board games
I
right
do
now.
believe I will still be in my agricultural reference. The seed landed here on very good soil for that, because we Poles kind of like this stuff a lot of fluff, reading great, beautiful stories about, battles and winning. We've got it in our bloodstream, kind of, right? Because, like, the I don't know if it's called the flood in English, but our mentality of romantic mentality of being under the regiment of three huge countries, being erased from that. This is in our bloodstream, kind of.
Yeah,
So
and look at that. We have so many amazing top tier painters, world class painters.
That's true as
for
well.
the models. We have quite a lot of good commission painting studios in Poland.
We
have a lot of good board game publishers. Go on Board, Awaken Realms.
Yeah.
The guy standing behind the Frostpunk and the Don't Starve is Glass Cannon Plug.
Tak, yes.
And
Tak. I will just speak like a Pole, tak.
Yes, and we have Archon Studio, which is the biggest factory for the plastic miniatures in the Europe, except the GW now.
Yes, because, like, when you will when you order yourself a set of paints from Squidmar or from Army Painter right now, you will find the free miniatures inside sometimes, and those miniatures, surprise, will be from Archon Studio, like from the factory from Archon Studio.
Yeah,
I bought the Vallejo Future Dark set, something like that, and there was a miniature inside. I was opening. Yeah, this is an Archon sprue, 100% sure. 100% sure. We bought for our painters war game fanatic.
Yeah, War Fanatics. Yeah,
War game fanatic. This is how it's called. The line
Probably.
of something like that. Those
Painter.
no new paints from from Army Painter, and there were some miniatures inside. These were from Archon Studio. Yeah. So, like, yeah, Poland here is like
Polish brag.
So yeah, Poles mentioned. We can move on. So, yeah, in the comments we won't have questions.
National pride.
Yes, like oh, Poland confirmed. Yeah. So this is it.
Let's jump to the Battlefront releases.
Like bolt action in Battlefront, because, like, I like to think about Warlord games next to the Flames of War. Because for me those systems are very similar in the things they are doing, right? But the scale is different.
The scale is different, and the size of the battle is different. But they are it's World War II, yeah.
And World War III. World War III is like something close to the new system, in my opinion. But we'll talk about this.
Do you think that the Battlefront will decide to create an expansion based on the current Ukrainian conflict?
I don't think they will have guts for it. I don't think they will have guts for it. But I think they will be make something inspired on it, based on it. But imagine this right now. There you have the miniature system.
Where is the line? How many years shall pass since the end of the conflict?
How many years passed after World War II? Because right now the Ukrainian war is longer for Russians than their involvement in World War II.
But there are systems about the Middle East wars.
Okay, but the Middle Easterns are not the targeted demographic for those systems. That's my point, right? Like okay, you think the Viet Cong kicks are playing the games about Vietnam or like from that era? I don't think so. When you're running as an American platooner and sewing everything with M60, right? No, I don't think so. So, like, I don't think how many years shall pass. I think when the audience will be ready to relieve this conflict, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't see it happening in wargaming. I see it happening right now on the games, PC gaming. Mm-hmm. The drone battles. Let's say Arma 3 right now has a lot of support, for drone usage and stuff. I do believe War Thunder added the infantry in the recent updates.
Really?
Yes, you can play as an infantry in War Thunder, and there are drone operators as well. So PC wargaming, let's say like that. PC war games doesn't have problems with that, but I think, would feel very weird painting a drone operator and a drone in like one of the sides of the conflicts. Like they are morally difficult to to put somewhere right now, and I will feel weird painting them drone model, used for dropping bombs inside the tanks or something like. So I don't think the world is ready yet, in my opinion, personal. But who knows? Let us know in the comments below what you think about this stuff. But the bolt action is trying to think something new for their system. Getting back to the original thought, they are trying to give some narrative maybe for the game, because they are throwing inside two snipers, like from the movie Enemy at the Gates, Enemy from the Gates. I don't remember the title correctly.
At the gates.
At the Gates. There is the Russian sniper and there is a German sniper. That's it for the bolt action, and this will be available very shortly, because like till the end of February. So if you are playing and you want to grab this, you better get yourself up to the computer right now. But Flames of War, they are releasing the new starter sets for their systems for Flames of War and World War II, and they are more focused on the tanks right now. And that's it.
T-80s and Abrams for World War III?
Something like that. But in my opinion, when I was browsing the news section on the news pages, I was, for a moment, I do believe we talked about new starters for bolt action, as well, tank starters, and I thought, well, I covered this before, didn't I? And was like, oh no, this is a different system. This is not bolt action. This is the
Flames of War
game, Flames of War, and well, those guys releasing games in World War II or like finished conflicts have a lot of in mind, in my opinion, and have a lot of stuff going on, because though you cannot rewrite this in another way. Look, bolt action is throwing some new guys into the game, right? They're trying to give them names right now. There's not headquarters company and there is not MG company, and now the minis have names. There isn't something new in our game. Look at our game, buy our game, right? But not you are still limited, right?
Yeah, you're still limited because okay, you can throw some prototypes.
Yes, let's say if there, I don't know if in the Flames of War or in the bolt action there are planes. I don't know that, but if they are, you can throw German stuff, prototype German stuff. There is a lot of it, right? At the end of the conflict, but still you'll do that, and you'll be left with a blank page of new stuff you can add to your game, right?
Yeah,
so
all you can further do is to redo your old sets.
Yes, and
resculpt them and maybe make them in plastic.
And those companies are actually, that's I kind of talked about this at the beginning with World War III, but bolt action is doing the same. They are trying to find a way to make themselves a place in the industry where they don't redo the history, but they can write their own. And in my opinion, the Flames of War are doing this with World War III, because here you can put everything what is new right now on the, let's say, guns market, tanks market, and stuff, right? You can see how the history goes, and let's say there is a new unit somewhere in the conflict, and you can drop it inside the system. But bolt action is doing this in a very original way, because they are dropping what? What?
They have the Konflikt 47.
For Konflikt 47.
It is a revival of this system.
Okay.
And it's going quite nice. Because we are seeing a lot of new expansions. We are seeing Festung Europa.
Okay.
Right now, it is a add-on expansion book with tons of fluff, with world building, with scenarios.
So imagine this, that for me, when I'm looking at the game, for me it's like Wolfenstein, but in the in the tabletop, let's say.
That's true, and I'm seeing that they are trying to build their own reality
Yes, and
around this system. We have recently released the British Commonwealth
okay.
and the Totenrotte
I will wait. I will
forces
check. I will check our.
in pre-order.
Tottenrot. Let's like I know that German names are difficult for us.
I heard a lot of good things about the Conflict 47. Right now, I believe that we put a painted starter in our web store.
Okay,
Uh,
that's true. But the game looks very nice as well, in my opinion. Models are all right.
They are quite okay.
If you played the how's it called, the bolt action, or you have seen the models from bolt action, this is like something similar, let's say. But I really like the way they are trying to reinvent themselves in that system, right? Because as I said, you can put you can rewrite the history, for God's sake. You can rewrite the Jesus rewrite the history,
Write it again.
write it again, and like put some new minis, put new stuff. And for me, especially I don't know if YouTube will block me.
I have an inside info that the warlord is really surprised by the popularity of
Okay,
Conflict.
I remember receiving first emails because I subscribed to their newsletter. I remember getting first emails, and there was not much going on in those emails from their newsletter. To be up to date with the system, they even stopped releasing them after the initial start, and it's somehow going on. Somehow somehow it lives. I like very much the German side. I won't say N word right now because I don't know how YouTube algorithm will treat us. But German side, if you played Wolfenstein, you can know what to expect with heavy armored troops. And right now, Trotztruppen, or whatever the name was, is like zombies. There is a huge giant spider which walks on the battlefield.
It is a common topic when we are talking about the weird war.
I'm
That
waiting.
the Germans and zombies.
And now we'll probably see in the Conflict 47 cultists, some kind of worshipping Baal or whatever demon you will name, to win the war. So that's a common topic, right? But the zombies there are risen by a biomechanical spider which walks on the battlefield and uses your own units even to zombify. So that's nice idea.
There is a nice comic I can recommend if you like this kind of weird war
Stuff.
It is called Wunderwaffen. It is a French comic, but it is of course translated to English. It's worth to read. Nice story.
Yeah, so okay, we kind of drifted a little bit about this, but that's it. There is something new going on from Warlord Games and from publisher of the Flames of War. Let's move on to the next news.
And I think it would be the last topic we will cover in this podcast, and it is a malediction.
Malediction, I love the idea, personally.
It is war game driven by the card game.
The card game. I played a lot of Magic in my previous years. I dropped it personally because there was no way to play with some people. Of course, we played at school. We knew our decks, and that was all right. We knew what can use the opponent can play and stuff. But huge but when I tried to play in some kind of local tournaments or with some people from outside our hobby niche, I was wiped. I was used like a mob to be wiped the floor with because it was so hard, to keep up with the upcoming releases and stuff. Buying new decks, buying new boosters, and I remember I was hunting for that one card that I wanted really in my deck. It was a black card, so using black mana. Don't remember the name. I remember the art on this, but I remember 30 boosters to grab this card, and I failed. And I remember, no, this is not I'm going to do with my money.
Mhm.
And that's it for me, for my history.
Fortunately for now, there are no boosters in Malediction.
And that's what I
As
wanted
far
to.
as I saw, we
That's
are
what I
buying the
wanted.
whole deck
Yes, and the whole army in STLs.
and the whole army in the STLs, and of course we can mix the cards from different decks, but they have to match the color,
So like Magic the Gathering, right?
like the Magic the Gathering. And I believe that yesterday they started official pre-order for the first wave of expansions,
And 2-player starter, as I said.
and for the first time they have a 2-player starter set. So the game is growing. I'm super curious of how they will navigate it in a flooded market right now. And we are thinking about putting this game into our web store.
Yes,
We
to
even
see-
have a few starter sets in our storage. We are printing some models, and we want to test it before we will support it
fully. You've been at Essen, and I know you brought a lot of new war games from Essen. We had like 10, I do believe.
I do believe that there are a lot.
10 blog posts. We did 10 blog posts with interviews with the publishers, and from that point, I knew there was a lot of like great ideas there, but the only one title which is again resurfacing from the other news is actually Malediction, because I don't know if I heard about something like Ascending Fate or The Rapture. Probably you're hearing right now in the podcast those names, and those are not ringing any bells.
If you want to know a little bit more about this, we have a blog post about.
Yes, we've got 11 blog posts. One blog post as a master blog, and the rest 10 are interviews, so you can check this out. But yeah, Malediction is keeping resurfacing, and for me,
and there are two shining new systems for me. One is Elfel Chronicles, and the second one is Malediction right now.
Okay. I'm thinking about jumping into maybe Legion or maybe Malediction. I don't know which one.
Let's be honest, we'll jump into both.
Probably because right now I leave this for my hobby part and hobby podcast, but I have some projects right now going on. But when I will finish them, I'm thinking about going outside the Warhammer a little bit more than the simple skirmish, which is Shatterpoint. Because right now I own the Warhammer stuff and I own Shatterpoint. I'm thinking, about thinking outside the box and jumping into something more. Maybe if not Star Wars, because I do already got some Star Wars, but AMG wants to slow down in the Shatterpoint right now. So yeah, I will have to look for
It is always a hot news from the past 2 days.
Oh yes. Shatterpoint will slow down because we talked about this. We foreseen this when we were talking in the second or third episode that they will run out of the ideas in the AP because of how much you can put minis there and there. So we'll see.
There is a limited amount of special characters.
Yes, but coming back to the point, right now I'm looking for something more, and Malediction is a strong contendant to grab my attention in future. So that's it. And yeah, we are keeping fingers crossed on Malediction because for me, it's a refreshing way to play probably, and we'll see how the gameplay goes when we'll grab the starters here in our studio as well. We'll probably play a round or two.
Well, yeah. and that's it for today, James. I
think so.
If you want to dig deeper into this flood of news, I recommend you to subscribe to our newsletter.
I've got some more news here right now on my pages. I printed you as well, but I'm the one who actually do this. I've got some more news, like we've covered right now in other sections, right? We covered 3-4 topics maybe. I've got more here. So if you want to see more, a little bit more from
and if you like to read, for example, and want to absorb as many news as possible, it is a good way to subscribe to our newsletter if you are not doing it yet.
The link is in the description. We also for our newsletter stuff, we are doing some more actions than just throwing news, because recently we had a big giveaway on our newsletter in our studio, which went awesome actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
And one big question to the people who are with us right now: what other systems except the Warhammer or GW systems do you play?
Yes, and do you want to hear more about? This is like the question, which will like steer us in some kind of new directions we haven't maybe rediscovered yet. So that's it.
That's it. Thank you for being with us this
Yes.
month. Please wait for the second episode.
Yeah, it will release in probably 1 or 2 weeks, like to release 2 podcasts in a month, right? So wait for it.
If you are listening us on Spotify or on Apple Podcast, because we are there
As well.
Please subscribe to our podcast. If you are listening us on YouTube, leave a thumb.
Leave a thumb up, leave a comment, people, because we actually we are so happy for the first comment. We are waiting for more. Not to doing stuff longer than they should be. It was James for you here.
And it was Bart. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and see you on the next one. Bye.